you check for some kind of blood, the pressure or something like that, and you have to make some operation, for example, and then they come to out. Okay, you have to pay their the fee and go out. So the flow chart is chart that describe the step in the process. Another one is histogram, and here statistical process control. So you can see that within that kind of the time, they will check that kind of when it check is still in the range, or we call it control limit or not. If still in control, that's okay. But if out of control, so we have to stop. Okay? So there's 7 types. Okay, now this one, inspection point in the process is statistical process control. And about the so material flow, this means flow charts. Okay, it's clear, student. And last one, regarding the quality design, production and distribution of product, an ethical requirement for the managers is what? Determine whether any organization stakeholder are violated by poor quality product, or get ISO 14000 certification for the organization, or obtain the product safety certificate from the Consumer Product Safety Commission, or have organization legal staff write disclaimers in the product instruction booklets. Or last one, compare the cost of product liability to the external failure costs. So which one? Hello, student. Hello.
Maybe A.
Who's that?
Thanh Thanh
Huh?
Thanh Nhi this
Thanh
job.
Nhi this job.
Tanyi again. Okay, why? Explain a little bit, Tanyi.
Because I think there was a requirement management when comparing.
Okay. Okay, it's correct. Yeah. For management, what is management here? Board director, okay, CEO. Okay, so because they have take responsibility of the quality of the product. So in the case that another stakeholder, they want, okay, maybe that you can reduce the quality, poor a little bit quality, but you get more profit. So it's ethical, huh? So there's some kind of ethical requirement, okay? So determine whether any organization stakeholder violate, what is it? Okay. Now, student, now you look at the one video clip. They mentioned the total quality management in the hospital, like Từ Dũ Hospital. You know Từ Dũ? Hello, student. Hello. Okay, now listen to the video clip. Huh?
What is quality? In a hotel, it might be embodied in the ambiance of the building or the professionalism of the staff. In a manufactured vehicle, it might mean it is defect-free.
Okay. What's the definition in the how to say, in the hotel or restaurant?
So
So
I think
it
it was
was
depends on the facility, the location.
I don't hear you. I don't hear you. Repeat
Can
again.
you hear me?
Okay, again, please.
So the quality in the hotel it's depends on the facility or the functions of the staff.
That's right. The quality of the facility and professional of the staff. Okay, and about manufacturing. How about manufacturing? How about manufacturing? Okay, look at it again. Student.
In a hotel, it might be embodied in the ambiance of the building or the professionalism of the staff.
Okay, professionalism of the staff. Okay, is in a hotel.
In a manufactured vehicle, it might mean it is defect-free.
What you work?
Defect free.
Yes, right. Không có sai sót. Okay, defect free. Okay. Okay, now we continue. Huh?
For a restaurant, quality could be reflected in the level of service provided or the taste of the food served. But what about hospital quality?
It's taking care of not just our baby, but us as a family.
And it's also communication and letting us know what's going on in a situation.
People who care.
Nurse and staff that really cares for the patients and families.
The best medical staff for my child.
Great nurses!
Okay. So what is the definition of the quality in hospital? You hear a lot, huh? What is it?
Take care and with
The nurse is
very
very
Okay.
nice to the patient and the family.
Yes, right. And how about the little girls mentioned? She's crying what? Huh? Okay, now mention about the patient care. Huh? The nursing is good. Okay.
Know what's going on in a situation.
People who care.
Nurse and staff that really cares for the patients and families.
The best medical staff for my child.
Great nurses!
Okay, what is it? Crash nursing. Okay, so you can see that. Now, again, when you work any kind of company, quality is very, very important. If your product service no quality, you will die 100%. Okay, so formerly we mentioned about the quality in manufacturing, because manufacturing they try to produce product conform to the standard that predetermined in advance already. Okay, so in the manufacturing it is easier to identify, okay, or set up the quality, but in the service it's more difficult. Okay, now, for example, IU, how the IU can control or seek to control the quality at IU. You think about that. Okay, now.
Quality is defined in your text as the ability of a product or service to meet customer needs. As you just heard, quality in the eyes of customers may mean better performance, nicer features, and other improvements. In this video, we'll see what quality means at the Arnold Palmer Hospital in Orlando, Florida. Here, delivering quality health care is top priority. Named after the golfing legend, the medical center is one of the 5 largest hospitals for women and children in the United States, with over 2,000 employees, 431 beds, and a service area covering 18 counties in the Central Florida area. Administrators know, however, that size isn't the force behind a quality patient care experience.
We try to continually improve our processes and continually improve our quality initiatives. We have several process improvement teams that are divvied up between women's services, children's services, infant services, and medical staff services. And everyone that works here is involved with that to some degree or another, and everyone owns the process improvement initiative here.
When organizations focus on total quality management, they embark on a never-ending process of continuous improvement, where the belief is that there is always room for improvement and perfection is the goal. They also involve employees through empowerment, adding responsibility, and moving authority down to the lowest levels possible in an organization. Benchmarking is another key ingredient. This involves selecting a demonstrated standard of products, services, costs, or practices that represent the very best performance. Let's take a look at what approaches are used at the Arnold Palmer Hospital. Here, the hospital provides a broad range of medical and surgical services, such as neonatal intensive care, pediatric intensive care, pediatric oncology, labor and delivery, and care for high-risk pregnancies. To determine whether each patient's expectations of quality have been met, the hospital mails an in-depth survey 2 weeks after discharge to everyone, asking for feedback. The hospital participates in a national benchmark comparison against other hospitals and has consistently scored in the top 10% in overall patient satisfaction.
The question I look at first in the patient surveys is the question, would you recommend Arnold Palmer Hospital to your family and friends? That is the key question for us. And we're very fortunate to have had very high scores in that particular area. But I look at patient satisfaction every day I come to work, every single day. That is the most important thing that I focus on. We do have other measurements and other initiatives, but that is the most important thing here, and we're very, very proud of the high scores that we have. The survey itself is very detailed, and there are a whole host of categories that I look at involving respect, access, the quality of your care, the quality of the medical staff. Was your care coordinated? Did you receive the education you needed? Did you receive the discharge information you needed? So I look at all of that, but the key question is, would you recommend us to your family and friends? And in many cases, if our scores drop, we plan quality initiatives and process changes based on those survey results.
Okay, what is the when? How you can know they get the information from the patients? By what? And what is the question they asked? Mostly very important if you are the patient or customer. Student, you understand my question? How they can get the opinion from the patient? Okay, they get the opinion or idea from the patient is through the survey, okay? So in the survey, there one very important question is, would you recommend this hospital to the family, your friends, okay? So they can see that kind of hospital, they get the top 10%, the nationwide, or the satisfaction of the patient, huh?
Often, new measures start at the grassroots level, with the staff closest to an area wanting to track performance. Key measures are delivered to the team via the executive dashboard, the hospital's digital answer to paper documents.
The executive dashboard measurements really are a corporate focus. The criteria is established at the executive staff level. We look at 4 primary quadrants. We look at service, we look at quality, we look at human resources, and we look at the financial quadrant. And within each of those quadrants, then each of the hospitals sets their own standards and their own measurements. But it really helps us to focus on the same goals, helps to focus on the same vision. I think that's very important for everybody to be in the same boat and to be directed in the same way in order to achieve the results that we all need to achieve.
As your text shows, there are tools used by many organizations to help measure their total quality management efforts. They include check sheets, scatter diagrams, cause and effect diagrams, Pareto charts, flow charts, histograms, and statistical process control. The Arnold Palmer Hospital uses Pareto charts and flow charts to give hospital personnel a quick visual overview of what's happening in-house versus internal goals and external national norms. Pareto charts identify the few critical items as opposed to many less important ones. Flowcharts graphically describe a process or system. This benchmarking is critical for understanding where opportunities exist for improvement. Administrators are quick to recognize that quality isn't just the responsibility of senior management. New employees are given an
There's 4 components we discussed in the text. 1, they're tangible. How successful was the medical treatment received? 2, the process. Were the doctors, nurses, and staff competent, reliable, courteous, and effective communicators? 3, meet expectations. Did the hospital deliver the quality of service it promised? And 4, handling problems. Did the hospital have a plan for dealing with less than perfect conditions? Arnold Palmer Hospital meets all 4 of these determinants of service quality. That's how it has earned its top national ranking.
Okay, what do you think about hospital? Okay, it's a very good one. Huh? So how they can get the feedback from the customer? You remember, student, which way they promote the customer to give the feedback response? What is the problem of the quality in the hospital? You know that? So they apply 2 very engagement technique. One, they get a gift. They give for $200. If they receive any complaint from the customer, that okay, this one's not so good. And the second one is they organize some kind of the line of we call the hotline, 24 hours, 7 days a week. Any kind of complaint, they can make a call to their management. Okay, so this is why they were proud that their top 10 of the hospital in America located in Florida. They get the top 10 of the satisfaction of the patient, of the customer. Okay, so we stop here for the review for the quality. Okay, quality is very important. 100% in the midterm exam. So be careful. Okay, and especially for the 7 tools. Now maybe that we take 5 minutes for break, and now we will be the group presentation. Okay. The next part is group presentation. Group 7, are you there?
Yes.
Group
Yes.
7. Đa Thiện, okay, and Trúc Quỳnh. Đa Thiện. So how many people will present today? Đa Thiện.
Three, sir.
Wait a minute, okay. Three, Đa Thiện, okay. You can. Is a process design, that's right. Is okay. Which one? Đa Thiện. Order.
Thùy Linh, Đức Tài.
Thùy Linh, Đức Tài, and Only Joe.
And Hồng Hạnh.
Okay. Thank you. And about group 8, group 1. How many students?
Yes. Four.
4, okay. Which one?
They are about Quỳnh.
Trúc Quỳnh first, huh? You first, huh?
Yes.
Okay. And then?
Mai Gia Hòa.
Gia Hòa, okay.
Trúc Vi, Như Thuận.
Trúc Vi and Như Thuận. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, we take a break for 5 minutes for privacy, huh? So we don't have much time. Our maximum each group just only 25 minutes, okay? Because we have the time for the command for the group presentation. Group homework.
Em thông báo với lớp một cái. Bạn Nguyễn Lộc. Bạn nhắn tin với qua Microsoft Teams nha.
Okay, 5 minutes. Hello, student. We come back. Open your webcam, please. Thùy Linh, you can show your slide, please. Thùy Linh, Đức Tài, Hồng Hạnh, show your slide, please.
Can you say
Okay, I see that. Okay. Student, are you ready? Hello, open your webcam, please. Okay, now, operations process strategy. Okay, who will present first? Hồng Hạnh.
Yes, Hồng Hạnh.
Okay, so how translate for process strategy? What does it mean? What does it mean, process strategy?
We like the title process strategy.
No. I asked you to translate in Vietnamese.
Quy trình chiến lược của
Hả?
Dạ là chiến lược cho quy trình hoạt động.
Okay. Cái process strategy này nó tương tự như là process design, okay? Dịch process strategy là gì? Là chiến lược chọn lựa quy trình sản xuất, ok? Hay là nếu mà chữ design hoặc là trong sách vở nó ghi là design á, thì process design chính là thiết kế cái quy trình sản xuất, ok? So now after selection or after selecting, defining, designing what is your good and your service, we turn to the production. Okay, so what is the role of the operation here? So the major decision of the operation manager here is how to find the best way to produce the goods or to provide the service. Okay, so the process design is some kind of the activity to determine what is the need for the work equipment, what is the workflow, what is some kind of the requirement for implementation of the any kind of the process. Okay, so now process strategy here is process of the company to convert the input to output. You remember the definition of operation management at the chapter 1? The chapter 1 operation management is process to convert the input to the output by value added. Okay, you remember that? So you can see that the process design or process strategy here is the core, is a core of operation management, because that kind of process will affect on the company, and to assure that the company to get the mission, to get the goal as you see the profitability or not. Okay, so now what we learned in that chapter, the group 7 and 8 we present for some kind of some basic process strategy or design or decision. Okay, and which tools needed to design the process. Okay, and this is the process for manufacturing. So the group number 8 will maybe present the design for the service sector. Okay, and lastly they will introduce to you what is the high technology in production. Okay, so now group number 7, you can start your presentation. Okay.
Thank you. Hello everyone. My name is Han. Today I and Lynn will represent Group 7 to present the contents about the process strategy. And this is a list member of Group 7. Our presentations consist of 3 parts. First is for process strategies, process cooperations. Second is crossover task, and the third is process analysis and design. Goes to the first one, we have process strategy is an organization's approach to transforming the resources into goods and services. The objective of process strategies is to build a production process that meets the customer requirements and product specifications within cost and the managerial constraint. We have four basic process strategies. First is process focus. Second is repetitive focus, and third is product focus. The final one is mass customizations. So, which type it come from? We look at the picture. These types were created by looking at two attributes: is volume and variety. You can see that the volume on the x-axis and the variety on the y-axis. First is low volume and high variety is what characterize the process focus, and medium volume, medium variety is used to describe the repetitive focus. And for the product focus, we think of high volume but low variety. The final strategies is mass customizations, which will have a high volume and high variety too. Notice I also indicate poor strategies. It would be low volume and low variety. So let's look at each strategy in a bit more detail. The process focus. Production facility organizes around the processes to facilitate low volume and high variety productions. What it means that we are doing own custom jobs. This process also often called the job shop or the intermittent process, and it's also used general purpose equipment and highly skilled labor to run those machines. Typically, have the high cost and low equipment utilizations. So. I will give you an example. Hospital is a good example of process focus. You can see many input like surgeries, sick patients, and baby delivery, etc. They go to the hospital, and so many departments, different operating room and the recovery process, and then the output will be the patients has been treated. So. The second one, the repetitive focus, is a product-oriented products process that uses the modules. So, what is modules? Modules is parts or the components of the products previously repaired, outputs in the continuous process, and reassembled modules are used to create the finished product. These modules may be combined in various ways in order to create many output options. So the example of repetitive focus is hardware division. You can see the raw material and the module input. It may be different engines, displacements, multiple wheel options, the color, or the accessories. The results will be the modules combined for many outputs and a huge number of variations in the motorcycle available. So we can see repetitive focus in a fast food company like McDonald's. We have the normal burger and the modules are repaired. Is bread, meat, potatoes, salad, and they will combine together in the output. The third strategies I want to introduce is the product focus. And here, facilities are organized by product, and we are able to produce in high volume but low variety. The production sites are often staffed by less skilled labor, and there is also a high fixed cost below variable cost. For example, the product focus is Frito-Lay and making potato chips. And very few input like corn, potatoes, water, sauce, accelerates, and the output variations may be involve change in packaging. Our final process strategies is mass customizations, and here we are trying to combine the flexibility of the process focus with the efficiencies of product focus. And we want to achieve both a high volume and high variety too. Trying to satisfy every customer, and the manager has to improve the product quality while reducing cost. A typical example used for mass customizations is Dell computer, which is amazing. You order a customized computer and it arrives a few days later at your house. Also, the service industry also moving toward the mass customizations, and the managers who must create and align the processes that provide this expanding varieties of goods and service. It is also a challenge for the company. Most process comparisons, I also give you the table comparisons of the characteristics of 4 types of processes. And I also mentioned about some information earlier, so I just show you some new information here. Moves to the second row, we have the skill of the employee. Both of process focus and mass customizations, we just also need a highly skilled labor, and mandatory training employee with the repetitive focus, product focus, we just need less skilled labor. Work instructions of the third row, we have that process focus need instruction for each job, and repetitive focus have a few changes. Product focus have a standardized job instruction, and mass customizations we require many job instruction. Inventory process focus, and just have process focus have my inventory, and finishes goods also. The process focus not store, like the hospital not keep the patient. And repetitive focus, product focus, both of them forecast their finishes good. Mass customizations finishes good are built to the order. About the scheduling of the process focus and mass customer focus are complex, and repetitive focus and product focus scheduling is routine. The fixed cost and variable cost I mentioned earlier for each part. So to self-stamp, I will move to the next part. My friend will be continue.
Okay.
My name is Lin, and I will talk about comparison process. In order to come up with a reasonable training lines that bring high advantages, and it's necessary to go to the comparison process. The comparison of process can be further enhanced by looking at the point where the total cost of the process changes. For example, we have a table which show the total fixed cost and dollar required per accounting reports of software A, B, and C. We can see the chart. We can see the chart of the software A with the flow volume and high party, and the software B with repetitive, and finally the software C with the high volume and flow variety. Okay, we know the total cost equal fixed cost and plus variable cost. So we first find the crossover points of software A and B, then B and C. To find out the excess mass of software A, which mass we want, we set the cost of software A to the cost of subway B which implies V1. We have the equation 200,000 plus 60 V1 equal 300,000 plus 25 V1. Then we move the hidden V1 to the left and the number of the right. So we have the equation 35 V1 equal 100,000. And we find V1 equal 2,857. This means that subway A is more economical from zero report to 2,857 reports. Similarly, we can find the V2 equal 6,666. Nextly, yes. This means the subway this means that subway B is more economical if the number of reports is between 2,857 and 66,666, and that subway C is more economical of if reports exist 6,666. For this, sorry, you can pick. With the crossover chart, the subway and related process chosen is highly dependent on the forecast volume. For this definition, it can be understood as pescarization, concentration, and high efficiency. The focus can be customer. Focusing on the customer means boosting the needs of the customer first. The customer focused business foster a company culture. This is key to ending customer satisfaction and building strong customer relationship. You can find focus on production and companies continuous improve product to stay relevant in an industry. For example, when an insurance company specializes only the car insurance or the bank focus on home loans, we can say that they are pushing the products. We can focus on providing equity service to customer, such as police store focus on children and women. As hospital focus on curing eyes disease. And finally, we can focus technology. Bring technology an important focus on technology to operate the company. For example, SAP, which implies of the world of opportunity remains focused on subway. The selection of the particular process generally require equipment and technology decision as is determined quality, cost, and reliable. Factory that critical to customer satisfaction. It's an age of rapidly changing technology and shop products like Circle adding available to the process can be a case competitive advance fixably apply to respond with little penalty of time, cost or customer value. Okay, next, my partner will present process analyze design.
Hello everyone, my name is Sai and I will continue to the last part is the process analysis and design. And a number of the tools help us to understand the complexities of the process design and redesign, and they are simply ways of the making sense of the what happens or the must happen in the process. And let's look at the five of them is move on slide. Is the flowchart, time function mapping, value stream mapping, process trust, and the last is the service blueprinting. And the first rule is the flowchart, which is the schematic or drawing of the movement of the material product or people. And it is the graphical or the symbolic representation of the process, and each step in the process is represented by the different symbol and contains a short description of the process step. And you can see in the picture how to create the paper in manufacturing. And the first you need to the raw material, and so the flow chart is unique to the cost process flow, and you create the paper. I'll move on to the next slide, please. And the second tool for the process analysis and design is a time function mapping or the process mapping. And with time function mapping is the NOS indicate the activities and arrows indicate the flow direction with time on the horizontal axis. And this kind of analysis allows viewers to identify and eliminate waste such as like the extra step, duplication, and display. Move on next slide, please. Move on next slide. No. Turn back. You can see in the picture, it shows the use of the process mapping before and after the improvement at the American National Chemical Company. And in this sample, you can see is the substantial reduction in waiting time and process improvement in order processing that contributed to the savings of the 46 days. And this technique clearly shows that the waiting and the processing contributed substantially to the 46 days that can be eliminated in this operation. And next one is the value stream mapping. A variation of the time function mapping is the value stream mapping. This is the VSM. However, value stream mapping takes an expanded look at where value is added and not added in the entire production process, and including the supply chain. And as with time function mapping, the mapping the extend the analysis back to the suppliers. But the value stream mapping the takes into account the only the process, but and so Move on to the next slide, please. And this is the example. It also the management decisions and information system that support the process. And you can see in the monthly, the forecast is the equal is the 11,000 sales force per month. And once you understand how the order will be the process through the manufacturing, and to fully understand the process from the customer and supplier, and this company is prepares a value stream map. On the value stream map appear complex, their construction is easy, and here is the other step need to complete the value stream map. The first is you need to begin with the symbol for the customer of like the supplier and the production to the insured in the picture. And the next you need to enter the customer or the requirements, and you calculate the daily production requirements, and you need to enter the outbound shipping requirements and delivery frequency, and determine the inbound shipping method and delivery frequency. And so then you add in the process step. If, for example, like you need to the merging of the example in the sequence or left to right. And so at the communication methods, add there the frequency and show the direction with arrows. And inventory cost show it the actual between the average step of the entire flow. And the last but not least, you need to determine total working time is the value at time, and delay is the non-value added time. And so you can see it is the non-value added time is equal 26 days, and value added time is equal 140 seconds. So the fourth tool is the process chart. The process chart you use to the symbol time and distance to provide an objective abstract way to analyze and record the activities that make up a process. You allow us to focus on the value added activities. So for example, the process chart shown in the figure. Next slide, please. Which includes the present methods of the hamburger supply at a fast food restaurant, and includes a value added line to help us which guide between the value added activities and waste, and identifying all the value added the operations as opposed to the inspection, storage, delay, and transportation, which is at the no value. And you can see like the allows us to determine the percent of value added to the total activity. And you can see the total of the value added time is like the equal is the 85.7%. And the operations manager's job is to reduce waste and increase the percent of value added. And the non-value added items are a waste, and their resources lost to firm and to the society forever. And the last but not least is the blueprinting is tool. Blueprinting tool is the process analysis technique that focuses on the customer and the provider's interaction with the customer. And in the second level are the activities of the service provider interacting with the customer. And the third level includes those activities that you are the perform away from and not immediately visible to the customer. If the level suggests the different management issue, for instance, the top level may suggest educating the customer or modifying expectations, whereas the second level may require a focus on personnel selection and training. And finally, the third level lends itself to the more the technical process innovations and the service blueprinting. So move on, next slide. And this is the components of the service floating. The first is the physical evidence, customer actions, on-stage contact, backstage contact, and the last is the support process. And the between at this next slide, please. You need to know the next slide, please. You can see in the figure also the note the potential value points and show how the poker techniques can be added to improve quality. And this the constant of this failure points can be greatly reduced if the identified at the design stage when the modifications are appropriate for control. And so each of these 5 process analysis tools has strength and variation, and Flow just provide a quick way to view the big picture and try to make sense of the entire system. The time function mapping as the sum fixed vector and a time element to the macro analysis. The value stream mapping extends beyond the immediate organization to customer and suppliers. Process charts are designed to provide a much more detailed view of the process, adding items such as a value added time delay system, storage, and so forth. And service blueprinting, on the other hand, is designed to help us focus on the customer interaction part of the process. And because the customer interaction is often important variable in process design, and we know that examining some the additional aspect of service process design. And this is my presentation in the micro. And thank you for listening.
Okay, thank you for the group presentation. Student, you have any question? Okay, the time's up. So in general, the group understand the content of the chapter. The first part command for process is very nice, clear slide and comparison. Okay. Ellen, it mentioned about crossover charts, but your presentation was very smooth. Okay, not very smooth, but the content is okay. Data is process and design. You mentioned about different type of the service tools, but I think that's okay. Okay, so I think that's okay. So you can submit to me your presentation, okay? And now we come to the group A. Okay. Group A, please. Trúc Quỳnh.
Okay, teacher, wait for my friend to share the screen.
Okay. Gia Hòa. Next slide. Okay. Okay, you can start. Trúc Quỳnh.
Hi class, I'm Thuận and our group will continue with the chapter 7.
Okay.
This is our group member. All of the names is over here.
Okay.
And the outline of our presentation will cover 4 parts. The first part is special consideration for service process design, and the next is production technology, and then technology is service, and the last one is process redesign. So I will introduce the first part of our presentation, special consideration for service process design. You know, when designing a process for production to meet customer requirement, organizations tend to focus on process, product, assembly line, which use module as well as mass customization. However, because of service nature, interaction with customer and flexible customization will be favored to satisfy their specific needs. Though interaction with customer is often affect performance aspectly, but it's still necessary. So developing an effective service design can be challenging. As you know, service blueprint is the most suitable tool for designing a service system process. And here's a diagram of 3 separate service processes that Starbucks built to accommodate the diverse needs of their consumer. And due to the coronavirus outbreak, Starbucks is gonna set up an online payment system to encourage their consumer to make an online payment rather than face-to-face contact, and the consumer will can receive an extra bonus when a transaction is completed. So we have a question here: how operation manager modify service processes to find the best level of specialization and focus while maintaining the necessary customer interaction and customization. You can see from the table, there are 4 quadrants provided inside for operation manager can adjust the service processes. The upper left quadrant of the design matrix is mass service. It has a high labor intensity but a low level of customer interaction. Personal interaction with each customer is limited here, but high labor intensity is high. The key success factor for this quadrant is continuous skill development and to keep labor up to date and properly train employees. And moving to the right, the upper right of the design matrix has a high labor intensity as well as high level of customer interaction. This is referred to as professional service. The required success for firm operation in this quadrant is high quality and appropriate personnel should be high with a focus on what consumer want rather than what corporation wants. And the lower right quadrant is service factory. It has a low level of labor intensity as well as a low level of customer engagement. In order for enterprises in this quadrant to be successful, consumer safety in this sector is seen as the critical success factor for organization operating. And the last one is service shop. It has a low level of labor but a high level of customer interaction. And in this sector, customer satisfaction is critical, so employees should be nice and polite. From this table, there are 8 strategies, and each strategy will have a corresponding technique to improve service productivity, like structuring service for separation, self-service, customizing a delivery for purpose month, restricting the offering for focus, modular, and separating services for automation and scheduling. And the last one, clarifying and explaining for training. And then my partner will continue with the next part.
Hi, I'm Win, and I will continue to present the production technology. Advances in technology that enhance production and productivity have a wide range of applications in both manufacturing and services. In this section, we introduce 9 areas of technology. Okay, sorry, I have some problem with my computer. Can you turn to the back slide, Juan? In this section, we introduce 9 areas of technology. One is machine technology, automatic identification system, process control vision system, robots, automated storage and retrieval system, automated guided vehicles, flexible manufacturing system, and the last one is computer integrated manufacturing. Now we will move deeply into each part. The first one is machine technology. The majority of the world's machinery for tasks like cutting, drilling, boring, and milling is improving dramatically in terms of precision and control. For example, metal components with very less than a micron, 1/76 the width of a human hair, can accelerate water to 3 times the speed of sound to cut titanium for surgical tools. The 21st century machinery is sometimes 5 times more productive than earlier generations, while being smaller and consuming less energy. The intelligence now available to control new machines through computer allows for faster and more precise fabrication of complex items. Electronic control increases speed by reducing conversion time, reducing waste because of fewer errors, and increasing flexibility. And we will introduce the CNC, the computer numerical control, machinery with its own computer and memory. Next is automatic identification system. New equipment is controlled by digital electronic signal. Electrons are a rate vehicle for transmitting information, but they have a major limitation. Most OM data does not start out in bits and bytes. Therefore, operation managers must get the data into an electronic form. So we have automatic identification system. AIS is a system for transforming data into electronic form where it's easily manipulated, for example, by coarse radio frequencies, optical characters. Because of this increasing cost and increasing pervasiveness, radio frequency identification RFID warrants special note. RFID, radio frequency identification, is a wireless system in which integrated circuits with antennas send radio waves. RFID tags provide unique identification that enables the tracking and monitoring of parts, pallets, people, and past virtually everything that moves. And we can see that with RFID, a cashier could scan the entire contents of a shopping cart in seconds. Next is the process control. Process control is the use of information technology to monitor and control a physical process. It is used in industry to maintain quality and improve performance. For instance, process control is used to determine and control temperature, pressure, and quantities in petroleum refineries, petrochemical processes, cement plants, steel mills, nuclear reactors, and other product-focused facilities. Process control systems operate in some typical ways. The first way is sensor collect data, which is read on some periodic passes, perhaps once minute or second. The second way is measurements are translated into digital signals, which are transmitted to a computer. And the third way is computer programs which define and analyze the data. Okay, next is the vision system. Vision system that use video cameras and computer technology in inspection roles. Visual inspection is an important task in most manufacturing and processing organizations. Human eye check are tedious, mind-numbing, and error-prone. Instead, the system excels with consistently accurate vision, freedom, boredom, and at a modest cost. Okay, now we turn to the robot. Robot is a flexible machine with the ability to hold, move, or wrap items. It functions through electronic impulses that active motors and switches. Robots may be used effectively to perform tasks that are especially monotonous or dangerous, or those that can be improved by the substitution of mechanical for human effort. And in the picture, Ford, for example, used robots to do 98% of the welding and most of the painting on some automobiles. Okay, then we turn to the automated storage and retrieval system, ASRSS, which means the computer control warehouse that provides for the automatic placement of parts into and from designated place in a warehouse. ASRSS are commonly used in distribution facilities of retailers such as Walmart, Tupperware, and Benetton. Automated guided vehicles. HGVs is an electronically guided and controlled car used to move materials like in the picture. They are used in manufacturing and warehousing to move parts and equipment. Besides, they're also used in office to move mail and in hospital and in jails to deliver supplies and meals. Otherwise, we have flexible manufacturing system. MFSS is a flexible system that uses electronic signals from a centralized computer to automate production and material flow. The result is a system that can economically produce low volume but high variety. For example, the Lockheed Martin facility near Dallas especially builds one of a kind spare part for military aircraft. FMSS bridge the gap between the product focus and process focus facilities. And the last one is the computer integrated manufacturing, CIM. The manufacturing system in which CID, FMS, inventory control, warehousing, and shipping are integrated. You can see that in a picture is the process of the CIM, which includes CID, OM, CIM, ASRS, IGV robot. Yes, a lot of part integrated. Flexible manufacturing system and computer integrated manufacturing are reducing the distinction between low volume, high variety, and high volume, low variety production. Information technology is allowing FMS and CIM to handle increasing variety while expanding to include a growing range of volumes. Okay, that is the end of my part. Let's move to technology in service.
Okay, let's come to technology in service. Just as we have seen rapid advances in technology in the manufacturing sector, we also find dramatic changes in the service sector. Our first example is the McDonald's approach is to use self-serve and the labor saving when ordering videos, check count service provide valuable productivity increases for both the restaurant and the customer. Another example is Benyum Power Company has applied technology in business and customer service, creating publicity, making it easier for customers to access electricity services. All transactions of customers with the electricity industry are done online. Customer care is done through applications on mobile devices like SMS, Zelle, or email, or customer care app. Instead of like previously, they have to go to the electricity headquarters. The table 7.4 provides a claims of the impact of technology on services. Operations managers in services, as in manufacturing, must be able to evaluate the impacts of technology on their firm. As we can see from the table, the application on technology on financial services are debit cards, including debit cards, electronic funds transfer, and so on. Similarly to education, utilities, and government restaurant and goods, communications, hotel, and healthcare or airlines. My teammates will continue the next part.
My name is Had, and I will show you about the process redesigns. Frequently, a company discovers that its process-based assumptions are no longer valid. Customer preference, product technologies, and product mix change as the world changes. As a result, processes are being redesigned. Process design is also known as process re-engineering. Is the fundamental rethinking of business processes with the goal of achieving dramatic performance improvement. Effective process redesign requires rethinking the process purpose and challenging both the purpose and underlying assumptions. In some cases, the companies may be required to make radical changes by completely scrapping their processes and adopting new ones. Processes design also focus on those activities that cross functional lines because managers are often in charge of specific functions or specialized area of responsibilities. Those activities that cross from one function or specialties to another may be neglected. Redesign casts aside all notions of how the process is currently being done and focus on dramatic improvement in cost, time, and customer value. The process can be a factory layout, a purchasing procedures, a new way of processing credit application, or a new order fulfillment process. We will move to the self-lubricant. For example, prevented each order fulfillment process by replacing a group of people who handle different parts of an order with one individual who does its own. As a result, Shell has cut the cycle time of turning an order into cash by 75%, reduced operating expense 45%, and boosted customer satisfaction 105%. Only by introducing a new way of handling order, time, cost, and customer satisfaction, the dimension of performance shaped by operations get major boost from operational innovations. And we will move to the more common approach. First of all is streamlining the reduction of the number of the steps required to complete a task. Next is resequencing, the reordering of tasks to improve flow or reduce wastage. The third is centralizing, that means bringing together common activity to achieve economy of scale. The next is decentralizing, that means the distribution of activity to improve responsiveness and flexibility. And the last one is balancing, that means the adjustment of throughput in capacity. And the last one is the activity operation manager. understand how to use process strategies as a competitive weapon. They select a production process with the necessary quality, flexibility, and cost structure to meet product and volume requirements. They also seek creative ways to combine the low unit cost of high volume, low variety manufacturing with the customization available through low volume, high variety facility. Managers use the technique of lean productions and employee participation to encourage development of efficient equipment and processes. They design their equipment and processes to have capability beyond the tolerance required by the customer, while ensuring the flexibility needed to adjustment in technology and feature and volume. And thanks for listening.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, the group. Okay. In general, the group is just okay. Understand the content of the chapter. For Newton, for the service process matrix. So maybe then when you explain in general, it's okay already, but you should mention what is the, you have to divide the matrix into the two levels. One is some kind of low customization, another one is high localization, and what is the arrow means, and what is the rectangular and oval, oval shape. What does it mean? So you have to understand what is, and based on the two parameter, level of customization and degree of labor, and each quadrant, they have the characteristic. Okay, so the way you write down in the slide, you can look at again the slide number 9. So you can how say subtract or reduce a little bit, not like the way you mentioned is some kind of written part, written style. Okay, presentation style, they don't need to use that kind of way. Okay, because it's mentioned that, and that is the way of the and you mentioned that is the mass service, for example, or professional service, for example. Okay, so maybe that for this one you mentioned mass service, double point. I mentioned these are low customization and high labor, degree of labor. Okay, you can see that very short and precise. No need to express in the written part. Okay, so your content is okay, but your explanation is not very clear for the service process design. For Trúc Quỳnh, 9 production technology, that's okay, fine. But in some technology, you don't write down the area that kind of technology will apply. You talk. In some technologies you talk, but you don't write down. So please, again, the works, for example, process control, you explain characteristic on that, and one bullet, another bullet is area to apply. Okay, and you have to write down. You have to write down. In some technology you say, but you don't write down. Okay, please, you make some small adjustment for your part. Okay, and Trúc Phi, technology and service, that's okay. Example, Java process design. Okay, that's okay. So because it's not very much content, so that's okay. So just only again như Thuận and Trúc Quỳnh, you have small adjustment, and your group submit to me again for the end of this week. That's okay. Group. Hello.
Yes, teacher. I have posted PPT on the Google Drive already.
No, because you have some adjustment, and you submit to me at the PPT, PowerPoint slide, PDF is not accepted. Okay.
Yes, I submitted in PDF on Google Drive already.
But because you don't want to send my comment, huh? You make some adjustment. Okay, for
Yeah.
Như Thuận and Trúc Quỳnh, okay?
Yeah.
Revise your slide, okay? And then submit to me again, but in PowerPoint, okay? Not PDF, huh?
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So now, for the group homework, where is it? Very quick, huh? Where is it going? Managing quality. Okay, so please look at your okay, the group number 8. You withdraw your slide presentation, please. Em lấy cái file ra, okay. Okay, student, you can see the slide. Oh, let me see. Let me check this one. It's better. Okay, sorry. This one's better. Where is it? Vision quality. Okay. Hello, student, you can see the slide. Okay, we have 6 homework for chapter 6. Number 1, develop scatter diagram for 2 variable interests. So you can choose any variable you're interested in the newspaper and look at the example in the figure. So what do you do for this one? So you have to find out on the newspaper. So you have reference and you choose any type of the two diagram, two variable for drawing the scatter diagram. Okay, you know what is scatter diagram? Scatter diagram is here. So it means that you have to draw out what are the two parameter or variable, and you have to identify that is very close relationship together or not. Okay, so you have your comment on that. Okay, but most of the group you don't have any kind, you just slot, you guess, plot the dot, but you don't have any explanation. Okay, so how about the relationship? It's a negative or positive, strongly related together or not? Okay, but most of the group you don't mention that. Okay. Okay, so number 2, so there's some kind of, they ask you to draw the Pareto charts, okay, and what is complaint, okay, from the customer, okay, and so how you can get the complaint, what is the more prevalent complaint, so what do? So most of the group, again, okay, you have a raw Pareto diagram, okay? So what is wrong? What is wrong? What is wrong for the Pareto? Look at this one, Pareto is here. Please careful. So you have the frequency here, okay? And when we talk about the accommodative perchance. So it means that the dot here must be at the top of the bar. Okay, most of the group they draw like this one. So it's very wrong. Huh? The starting point of the drawing must be at the top of the bar. Okay, so most of the group wrong drawing. Okay, so be careful on that for this one. Huh? I mean again for the accommodative frequency percentage, you must start starting point for the curve is at the top of the bar. Okay, most of the group you draw here. It's wrong, huh? It's totally wrong, huh? Because we can start from here, not from here. Okay, so I mean the scale of these two frequency and person is different. So you have to draw by hand. You cannot draw by the calculate by the software because it's a different scale. It's clear, student? So 6 histograms, that's okay. Most of groups, that's okay. 6A cause and effect diagram. And what is the cause? The student testify about the process registration of the university. And they ask you use 4M. Huh? So some of group, they don't use 4M. Okay, so problem again. Okay, 4M is machine, method, manpower, and what? Another one, 4, 5. Okay, so be careful on that. Huh? Now look at this one. So 4M. So it's 4M, material, method, manpower, and machinery. And it is effect. Okay. So any circumstances, you have to clarify what is the material here, what is the method here, what is the manpower here, and what is machinery. Okay. So you have to write down what is it. Okay. So be careful with this one. Huh? So there are 3 times we mentioned a lot in the homework. Okay. Now the last one here is they ask you the fishbone charts. It's again 4M. And 4M is mean that what is M? Machinery, what is method? Okay. So something like that. So you have to identify. 616. You have some figure. Okay. So they ask you about again raw Pareto charts. It's very important. And then the combination of the 4M again. Okay, so you can see that for all the homework they mentioned about the 4M and the Pareto. So be careful. Okay, be careful. Maybe in the midterm exam. Huh? It's clear. Now look at your craft. Okay, open your webcam. Huh? Until you ask group number 1. Are you there? Hello? Where are you? The group leader, please open your webcam, please. Okay? You don't have much time, huh? Okay. Until you ask. Where are you? Number 1, no explanation. Okay. Number 1, no explanation. Huh? Number 2, raw Pareto diagram is wrong. You know where it's wrong? And 16 is wrong Pareto. Until you know what where you are wrong? Until where are you? Living. Until US is you. You know.
So I think that the Pareto is wrong because the point is not on the top.
Okay, be careful now. Midterm exam. Maybe it happen again. No, don't not happen
I'm
again.
here, teacher.
Uh,
My microphone is broken.
okay. So until you ask, be careful, huh? But
Yes.
anyway, the way you explain is okay, but you have a small mistake on the Pareto.
Okay.
Be careful that. So you get A minus.
Okay, thank you.
Group 7 Đa Thiện, are you there? Đa Thiện. Hello. Đa Thiện, group 7. You are not here. Very similar mistake. 6-1. No explanation. 6-4. A's. Okay, for this group, A's. They ask you about fishbone. Okay, oh sorry, 4M. So again, 4M must be clarified. What is M? M is present for what? Okay, so I explain. And 16, this one. 16, the same. Wrong Pareto. Okay. So Đa Thiện, A minus. Group number 2, Trung Hiếu, are you there?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, I see you. Okay, be careful. What is your problem here? No explanation for number 1. 6-2 here, wrong Pareto. 4 is what? 4 no. Okay, 11. 11, M must be clarified. Okay, and you know that 16 U is wrong Pareto again. Okay, so you have B plus. Thủy Tiên, are you there? Thủy Tiên, group number 5.
Sorry, so Tiên have another last, so I will represent 5.
Okay, be careful, be careful. 6-1, number 1. Number 1, no explanation as another one. But number 2 is out of the topic, huh?
Yeah, I got this point. Yeah.
Okay. And 4M, 11, 4M must be described, huh? And 6 M must be described. And be careful now. They ask you about at least 12 courses, but your group just only present 8 courses only. Okay.
Yes.
So you have B minus. Group number 3. Under IU, are you there? Under IU. So under IU,
Yes.
number 1, no explanation. 6-2, wrong Pareto. 16, wrong Pareto. And especially for C, it's not very correct. C of 6-16. So under IU, we have, wait, where are you? Under IU?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, you have B plus. Number A, Trúc Quỳnh. You know what is your mistake? No explanation, number 1. 6-1, no explanation, no reference. Okay. Okay. 6-2 is good explanation. It's good. And others just fine. Just only one group get A. So congratulations, Trúc Quỳnh. Group number 4, Đăng Khoa. Okay, are you there? Again, what is your problem? 6-1, no explanation. 6-2, wrong Pareto, and others is fine. So group 4, Đăng Khoa is get A minus. Okay. Group 6, An Chiêu. Are you there, An Chiêu? Where are you?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Problem. Okay, problem. Okay, you know what is your problem? 6-1, no explanation. 6-2 is wrong answer. Wrong answer. Be careful. 6, not correct histogram. Not very correct. And 6A and 611 you draw by hand, but the content is just okay, correct. And 616 wrong Pareto. Okay, so you get B. So now the group, be careful. What is the common mistake of your group now, your class? Wrong and not precise or specific diagram. Pareto totally wrong because the start or the beginning point of the accumulative percentage must be at the top of the bar. Understand what I mean? And for the part for the 4M, this means that you have to specify what is M, okay? And you have to clarify. And each of the M we have for at least 3 courses, okay? Okay, so okay, we stop here. Any questions so far, students?
Teacher, but 6.1 they did not ask us for the explanation. So
Okay, but now, so what do you do with this one? Okay, develop scatter diagram. This means that when you draw this one like this one, okay, yeah. So when you draw, so what is it? You have to make some conclusion, some ideas, some explanation. Maybe that the relationship is negative or positive, and strong or not strong. You have to mention, It's clear?
yeah.
You have to fully understand the question and you have to explain, not just really plot the point, okay? It's not the way. And here goes 4M, material method, manpower, machinery. Some group is very good way to do that, but some group, they don't mention anything. So it's different, Manpower is you or your family is different, or your group, okay? Or your, student union or something like that, it's different, So again, for the Pareto charts, the starting point of that kind of the accumulative percentage must be start from here. Okay? Not from here. Okay? It's not correct. Okay, it's clear, student? There's common mistake and don't make the same mistake again in the midterm exam. Okay, các em biết thi midterm chưa? Midterm là lên trường thi nhá. Midterm là lên trường thi nhá. Ok.
Thầy thi mấy cháp vậy thầy?
Thầy sẽ nói sau, nhưng mà kỳ trước đã nói rồi mà. Trong cái phần gì đấy? Trong cái phần để xem cái phần của syllabus rồi.
Là multiple choice hết hả thầy?
Hả?
Multiple choice hết hả thầy?
Không có multiple choice. Ai nói multiple choice?
Tại em thấy là multiple choice.
Multiple choice là lúc kia thôi. Đây nhá. Như vậy là 1. Introduction, 2 là operation, global, 3 là product design, 4 là managing quality, 5 là process design, 6 capacity planning, 7 location decision. 7 chapter, ok? 7 chapter thì ok. Và đây là kỳ thi midterm. Midterm thì phòng đào tạo sẽ thông báo thời gian. Ok chưa? Mình nghe bắt không? Về midterm thì nó luôn nè, midterm sẽ là open book. Mà open book vậy mà khi lên thi trên kia rồi thì open book là chỉ cần sách, giấy tờ thôi, tất cả sách giấy tờ đều đem hết. Nhưng mà thiết bị điện tử là không được mang vào. Đó là gì? iPhone, laptop là không được phép sử dụng. Ok, clear. Và thi thì đang trao đổi nhau, nhưng mà sẽ thi viết là không có multi choice, tại vì multi choice là phải close book. Theo quy định nếu mà thi multi choice thì phải là close book, là các em không được tham khảo gì hết, nhưng mà để các em tham khảo thì không phải có multi choice. Ok, clear. Do đó sẽ có 1 câu lý thuyết và 3 câu tính toán. Ok chưa? 1 cái lý thuyết và 3 tính toán. Rồi có gì thắc mắc đâu? Clear. Làm trong hai gọi là 2 tiếng, 2 tiết, 2 tiếng. Cho mỗi một câu hỏi là nửa tiếng thì rất là thoải mái. Nộp bằng giấy ha, tại làm thi offline lên trường thì. Ok. Any question so far? Có gì hỏi nữa không? Hello.
Dạ không thầy.
Vậy ok, bye bye các em nha. Các em có cần thì xem lại bài trên cái video recording. Okay, now I stop recording here.